Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday, March 30th, and Jacob and I are going to a Lego event in Grand Rapids. This Lego event, it's one of the types of events that kind of travels around the country and does a tour, and it has some very mixed reviews online. I've heard some people say it's not worth your money. I've heard some people say that they've enjoyed their experience. So I thought we'd check it out for ourselves and share it with you all. So this event is called Brickfest Live, and yeah, we're gonna get on the road pretty shortly here. You look so tired.
I'm so sleepy.
We just got here. I'm really on edge because I drove and I never drive anywhere. But let's go in and get some tickets because we did not buy tickets beforehand. When first entering Brickfest Live, we were immediately greeted with tables of bricks to play with and giant Lego models. Other than the models, there were essentially 13 different booths in the event. First, there was the VIP area where you got an enamel pin and mini build. Then there were the activities. Building a piece of architecture to add to the display, building a piece of the floor mural, creating a car to race in the derby, coloring pages, the Lego pit, which I didn't take a picture of because there were so many kids in it, the graffiti wall, the glow zone, which is where you build something to add to this glowing display, and this area where you created a square design for the display. There was also a T-Mobile booth, a booth of Bricker Builds displays, a meet and greet with a Lego Masters contestant, and one vendor. So we were there for what, like an hour at the most?
Oh, I thought we were taking a picture.
No. There wasn't too much to do, wasn't too much to see, so we're gonna go ahead and drive home. Overall, I was really disappointed in Brickfest Live. Since we got home, I've been thinking about my disappointment and my expectations because going into this, we knew that there were mixed reviews and we knew that we might not be getting like a 5-star experience. However, I expected that there would be vendors and that there would be mocks, that there would be my own creations, different people displaying what they've created with Lego, and there was basically none of that. Since getting home, I actually checked the Brickfest Live website to see if they talked about vendors and mocks because I had such this high expectation that I would at least see something. And it turns out their website does not say that at all. I think I got that impression from watching vlogs. Areas like Houston, Long Beach, those more populated areas, and those vlogs, individuals show off seeing vendors and my own creations at Brickfest Live. But here, Grand Rapids isn't necessarily a small town, but it's certainly not Houston or Long Beach, and we just had none of that at this Brickfest. The one vendor at Brickfest Live today was Brickfest Live themselves. It was their own shop. They had several of Lego's current sets for sale just at the regular retail price. They did have lots of discontinued minifigure blind bags, which were tons of fun to see. However, they didn't actually have the prices on the shelves. You had to look it up through this weird app that they had. I did end up getting 2 blind bags myself, one Disney and one Harry Potter, which I am excited for. Those were cool to find. However, there weren't any discontinued sets. There weren't any individual minifigure or individual parts that you could buy. It was very lackluster. For VIP, the VIP perks were this pin as well as this little build that you got to create at the event, but that was it. Other than these 2 things, all other activities were included with the general admission. We didn't participate in the other activities. Going into Brickfest today, we knew that those activities were geared more toward little kids and families, and we didn't plan to participate in those. We primarily went because we really wanted to see some mocks and visit some vendors, but oh well. Next, let's talk price. For Grand Rapids, the general admission tickets were $19.99 and the VIP tickets were $39.99. I did notice on the Brickfest Live website, depending on which city you're going to, the price can vary drastically. We didn't purchase tickets beforehand, so I checked the website this morning to make sure they still had tickets available. And I accidentally went to, I think it was Pennsylvania's page, and in whichever page I accidentally went to, it was $39.99 for their general admission. So it was significantly cheaper in Grand Rapids. I guess that makes sense. I would be happy to pay a little bit more for the experience that people have in Houston or Long Beach. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to pay more than $20 for the experience that I had today in Grand Rapids. And full disclosure, we actually didn't pay for our tickets. When we went this morning, we fully intended to buy tickets. The event started at 9 and we got there around 9:20. When we were walking through the parking garage, there was a family that was exiting the building. They stopped us and asked if we had tickets. We said no, and they gave us their VIP badges. In the moment, I was ethically unsure of how to handle this situation. This family was clearly in a rush. The individual who I assume was the mom who asked us if we had tickets and gave us the VIP passes, she was not happy. I don't know why she was not happy, but she was not in the mood for a conversation. It wasn't that kind of thing. She'd asked us the question, handed us the passes, and they were moving on. My questions were, of course, did they use these passes? And if they did use these passes, is it ethically right for me to use these passes? And like I said, the event had barely started. It wasn't even a half hour in. So Jake and I decided, well, let's just use the passes. No one stopped us at the door. It was actually kind of the weirdest situation. We got up to the tables where you'd get passes and no one stopped us or asked to see the passes, and there wasn't any markings on the passes to indicate if they were for a certain day or if they had been used yet. So we just walked on in and did everything. Even as I tell the story, it feels a little ethically questionable. However, I'm really glad I didn't have to pay for this experience. I didn't enjoy it. We were planning on getting the basic $19.99 tickets for each of us. We weren't planning on doing the VIP extras because from the reviews I had heard that VIP wasn't worth it, and I certainly don't think it was, even after experiencing it without paying for it. So to sum up my thoughts in a couple sentence review, if you have kids that specifically enjoy building Lego around other kids, this might be an event that's worth it for you. However, instead of spending money buying the Brickfest Live passes, I would recommend that you just spend money buying Lego and having your own Lego parties and play dates at your house. I think Brickfest Live is a fun concept, and I hope the organizers of Brickfest Live continue expanding it in Grand Rapids to include mocks and vendors, because there's certainly a Lego community here in West Michigan that would love to see that. Thank you so much for joining me today as I went to Brickfest Live, and I hope you found my review helpful. If there's anything that I can answer about my experience, please let me know in the comments below. And if you go to Brickfest Live, please let me know what your experience is like. Like I've said several times throughout this video, I've heard so many mixed reviews, and I definitely know that there's a potential for there to be a good experience at one of these events. Thanks again for joining me today, and I will see you in my next video. I got ill stuff, that's who I am. Yours is not colorful.
Mine's exactly the way it's supposed to be.
I suppose.
See?
Ultimate rule follower over here. That's so funny.